Hello and welcome to another episode of GT Sport Daily Races. So I've qualified in 13th for this race, so fairly low down the pack, almost last. I didn't really set a good qualifying time, didn't really put too much time into it, to be honest. However, I've opted for the fastest car on the track to make up for my lack of talent. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to aim for somewhere like 6th place, but we'll see. As I haven't done much qualifying as well, I'm going to try and keep it to a fairly smooth race, trying not to make mistakes or get penalties, as it seems like that's the best way to make positions in this game. Just try and be consistent, which is quite a challenge, but I'm going to do my best. So we're in a Spanish sandwich here, coming up to a really good overtaking place, but not really close enough to 12th position to make anything of it. However, there are a few penalties ahead of us, so once they're taking, it looks like I'll be much closer to the pack. So yeah, 1 second off at the moment. Although a yellow flag means someone's done something silly. We've just gained a position for just not making a mistake, which is good, but we've got quite a few people fighting ahead of us, so I'm hoping they can slow each other down enough for me to catch up, get in the slipstream for the main straight, or maybe not. I think he's just slipped on a banana and we've just gained another position. It's really easy to put the throttle on too much coming out of corners in this game and just spin the car a bit, but great for us. Haven't really had to work too hard to gain 2 positions on the first lap, but I'll take them. So guy ahead got a penalty, and I think, yep, so we've just got a penalty as well, and I've just cut the chicane a bit too much. Something I didn't want to do, but if you don't cut that chicane, you lose a lot of time. But yeah, I cut the chicane, I get a penalty. We all got penalties. It's how it is. Let's keep racing. Morgan behind, I don't think has a penalty. He's a second behind at the moment, so I want to try and keep some good distance. Otherwise we're going to be in a bit of trouble when the penalty zone comes. But we should all slow down. Maybe I can get a move on 9th place when he serves his penalties. He's got a second penalty, I think. So it looks promising. So Morgan is just under a second behind. So let's see, can Morgan get past in the penalty zone? Let's see. So 7 tenths. I've got a 5-tenth penalty. So Morgan's on the far right now, zooming up. I've just actually shunted off young Sheps, who had the 1 second penalty, I believe. Didn't intentionally shunt him off. However, his car materialised at a much slower speed right in front of me, and I had Morgan going straight. Morgan doing a massive dive bomb, so I wasn't really sure what I could do without losing positions. Anyway, I lost position, so lost a position to Morgan. So he made the move on both me and young Shep, so really good penalty zone for him. However, we're in the slipstream zone soon, or I think we're just on the edge of it, so I should start being able to gain a bit of time. Braking nice and early for this chicane, trying to get a good exit now. I need a good exit for the main straight to try and get a few moves done. So I should try and stick onto young Sheps. I think I may just be out of the slipstream zone. But again, gained another position from someone just making a mistake, so I'll take that. Gone for a massive dive bomb now. I think I had quite a bit of slipstream from the guys ahead and ended up shunting off young Sheps for a second time, and I get a bit of a telling off. It wasn't intentional. It's just when you're in the braking zone after you're in the slipstream, you need to brake much earlier, and I didn't, and I went for a lunge. So yeah, just took them out of the race a bit. My bad. But yeah, so we're starting to gain a bit on the pack ahead of us. The hairpin is coming up, which is a great overtaking zone. Looking for the lunge on young Sheps ahead, but trying desperately not to take him out for a 3rd time. So going for the lunge, young Sheps goes wide, probably scared of me now. I'm getting a bit of a reputation, I guess, for being a shunter. But yeah, so got past Young Sheps, that's good. Now a pack ahead of us. So hopefully those guys ahead of us can fight it out a bit, get in a bit of trouble, slow each other down, and allow us to make a few positions. Looks like 5th place isn't far ahead of us, so we could get a pretty good result. Still a lap and a bit left. So let's see. I want to brake late into the chicane ahead to try and get onto the slipstream of the guys ahead for the main straight. So braking nice, trying to cut the chicane, but not too much. Looks like a perfect exit. Just coming on the outside of Morgan. He just kind of forces us wide, which is fair enough. It's good racing. But on the slipstream, although I think I've had to kind of release the power a bit when Morgan was on my inside. Braking a bit earlier this time, although the guys ahead seem to get involved in a bit of contact, I end up shunting them all off. So this has been a race of shunting for me. Maybe I'm the shunter in all my races. I'm the dirty driver. But yeah, again, just being in the slipstream, didn't brake early enough. Got a penalty. 1 second penalty is not too bad. Maybe quite a nice penalty to get for what I've caused. But yeah, definitely deserve a penalty. Shunted everyone off. I did gain a position as well. So I'm going to take the penalty now. I want to go to the outside of the track, but kind of red line racing there behind us just didn't allow me to. So coming into the hairpin, not too far from the people ahead still, so I should hopefully be able to get a position or two in the remainder of this lap if I can keep it together. I've ended up making quite a few mistakes so far in this race, a race which I said I don't want to make mistakes in. But yeah, sometimes happens. So they're all fighting ahead of us. I've got quite a big gap. Morgan, I'm not sure what happened to Morgan. I swear he was on the screen earlier. Perhaps he retired. But yeah, hoping the 2 guys ahead of us end up fighting into the chicane. So trying to watch and see what happens. Hit my braking point right about now. And I'm not entirely sure what's happened just then. I think red line may have pushed off the other driver there. So hopefully they get a penalty, although it looks like they're not going to get anything. But another position nevertheless. And a fairly good race result. Admittedly very dirty, but not too bad. So I hope you enjoyed today's race, today's penalty fest, shunting fest as well. I hope to see you in the next episode, so please subscribe for weekly episodes.